America's Area 51 reports of alien abductions every year, the WOW signal obtained in 1977. Are they trying to tell humanity a story? Today, stories about aliens are gradually making their way into the masses through movies, the internet, and famous TV shows. But what if, just tomorrow, the people we seek will visit Earth to everyone's amazement? Will they bring here technology, prosperity, peace, and development, or just a deadly invasion like humans have done to new lands? Many people believe that our history has witnessed visits from extraterrestrial beings. So will they ever come back to visit us again? Have we ever tried to contact them? And how do they know that we are waiting for their return? To find the solution together, welcome to our next video. Is there anyone out there? Throughout history, humans have never stopped observing the sky with curiosity and asking countless questions. Our ancestors, over many generations, have recorded incredible astronomical knowledge, from how to locate constellations to mark time based on the ephemeris. The stars are also the source of countless legends around the world. So among those billions and billions of stars, how likely is it that we will meet friends? Ancient Indian scriptures indicate that there are 400,000 species of creatures similar to humans scattered throughout the universe. They live on different planets, in many different star systems, and even have completely different sizes. However, have they ever visited Earth in the past, as many people believe? When will they come back here? Instead of sitting still and waiting, people have begun to seek connection with intelligent life beyond Earth. In 1960, scientist Frank Drake succeeded in researching and developing a new and unprecedented astronomical equipment system, located in the hills of West Virginia. This system is a combination of old World War II radar equipment, but instead of using a conventional optical lens, it is installed with a radio antenna. And so we had the first radio astronomy system. According to calculations, this system is capable of transmitting and receiving signals at extremely long distances, which means it is enough for communication between planets. That's right, you heard right. We are talking about distances in light years. Frank Drake directed this astronomical system at certain stars that he thought were capable of detecting life, hoping to receive a response from aliens. What a crazy idea. During the following days, Drake never received any signal as he expected. But he did something much greater, which was to give birth to radio astronomy. In 1961, belief in extraterrestrial intelligence prompted Drake to realize a greater ambition. He was funded by a private organization to establish a research association called SETI. SETI's mission is very simple: contact with aliens. The method remains the same: point the radio telescope out into space and wait. With his talent, Drake created an extremely famous equation named after himself, the Drake equation. Use T to calculate the possibility of intelligent life appearing in the universe. This equation is not simply a calculation. It is also a bridge between scientists and non-scientists. Everything you need to know is explained in the Drake equation, including how aliens could exist. Using the equation he found, Drake estimates that with more than 100 million years of evolution, civilizations may only be able to communicate with each other within our Milky Way galaxy. More specifically, SETI speculates that if an alien species is capable of developing electronic devices, then they must also have a unique signature, a real attempt to communicate with other species. It's just that maybe they are communicating with each other, but not with us yet. In 1977, SETI recorded a strange signal emanating from the constellation Sagittarius. The signal lasted 72 seconds before disappearing completely. That was the closest humans came to actually thinking we had a response. The search after that continued to repeat itself, even more than before. But similar signals have never been recorded again, at least that SETI claims. Because according to the organization's regulations, when aliens receive a signal and respond, this event must be kept absolutely secret until notified by someone with authority and responsibility. The government will make a decision whether to keep in contact with aliens or not. The announcement of contact with aliens has implications for the future of all humanity. Today, SETI continues to use telescopes to beam human signals into space. We have the ability to probe about 1 million stars around Earth. Compared to the vastness of the galaxy, that is just a very small number. So getting in touch with someone out there is really a long story. While SETI tries to listen for signals of intelligent extraterrestrial life, NASA seems to be one step ahead. They actively try to contact aliens through space probes. It sounds like an impossible idea, but I actually support this madness. In 1972, NASA sent a message attached to a space probe into outer space. For the first time in history, humans tried to study something outside the solar system. The messages were designed and drafted by Dr. Carl Sagan in conjunction with Frank Drake. The two created a rectangular gilded metal plate measuring 6 by 9 inches. On it are engraved the most basic symbols representing humans and the Earth. First is the image of a man and a woman. Both were naked. The man raised one arm in a friendly greeting. A diagram of the solar system with Earth's position is printed below, and it even shows the ship's expected orbit. Finally, there is a diagram of the 14 hidden stars around the Earth to help someone easily find the origin of these messages. Humans have tried to give and describe to aliens everything possible about Earth in the most concise way. It's hard to imagine how you would talk to someone in space without knowing their appearance, language, or technology. After the first device in 1977, Dr. Sagan once again had the opportunity to send greetings into space on behalf of humanity. This time, the greeting is attached to the Voyager spacecraft. Taking advantage of this opportunity, he created an album out of gilded bronze. Sagan estimates that the message he designed will exist in space for at least 1 billion years. The second message consists mostly of audio data. NASA, of course, did not forget to engrave on the album instructions on how to listen to it. But why do we choose audio messages? They don't know human language, right? The answer is because audio devices are both mechanical and electronic. We sent a series of familiar sounds such as wind, crying babies, ocean waves, rain, animal sounds, classical music. Sagan also did not forget to include photos of famous works and greetings in 55 different languages. What do you think is the most important language in the message we send? In my opinion, it is an ancient Sumerian language, because those who believe in the ancient astronaut theory believe that Sumeria is the place where humans first contacted aliens. Searching for planets similar to Earth is also a good way to let us know we are not alone in the universe. On March 6, 2009, NASA launched the Delta II rocket into space, carrying the Kepler telescope into orbit. This telescope is specifically designed to detect the existence of planets similar to Earth outside the solar system. Kepler focused its search on a specific part of the galaxy called Orion's Spur to answer the question: if there were a planet similar to Earth, what would it be like? Up to now, the Kepler telescope has confirmed that 5 planets exist outside our solar system that are similar to Earth. When a planet is discovered, scientists need to consider the possibility of it having water or not, because we all know all life on Earth needs water. To determine the possibility of water existing on another planet, scientists need a more special telescope to analyze its atmosphere. To make it easier for you to understand, I will give an example with the Earth's atmosphere first. We all know a common natural phenomenon called the rainbow. When you look closely at a rainbow, you will see that it does not have all 7 colors as we think, but has a few dark lines. This happens because the Earth's atmosphere absorbs some colors, causing them to disappear. In a similar way, we observe a rainbow on another planet and look for dark bands, thereby analyzing the possibility of water in the atmosphere. We all want to search for aliens, even if it's just some life in the dark universe. So what about other species? Are they also looking for us? What if they find us first? Many people believe that aliens discovered humans a long time ago. October 30th, 1938, in the United States, when radio listeners were panicked by a news report describing a Martian invasion of Earth. Mars spaceships are landing all over the world, where the situation is terrible. Even though it was just a fictional news report, many people believed it to be true and began to lose their temper. Families fled to the mountains, while others armed themselves to prepare to fight off the invading army. The events that day would have been normal if everyone wasn't so panicked. But that news accidentally haunted Americans as if it really happened. Just a fictional news story caused such uncontrollable chaos. What if the attack happened for real? In 1942, in Los Angeles, California, the whole city was filled with an extremely tense atmosphere. The Japanese Army's sudden attack on Pearl Harbor pushed America into World War II. Americans were always in the highest state of readiness to fight any invasion by sea or sea. No Japanese air route. Defense activities in the United States are maximized. Coast Guard and air defense surveillance forces are always on the highest war alert. It feels like the entire Atlantic coast is under surveillance, and it would be difficult for even a mouse to hide during this time. In February 1942, loud sirens sounded at midnight. The entire area was in darkness because of a power outage. Something had entered U.S. airspace. For about an hour, the Los Angeles Coast Guard Artillery Brigade fired many anti-aircraft rounds at an unidentified flying object. Anti-aircraft lights illuminated the entire sky, and artillery shells roared and fired continuously at night. Where did this object come from? Is it a Japanese plane or something we don't know about? During that chaos, an amazing photo was taken. Anthropology professor Littleton witnessed that strange object flying over his house that day. According to the description, the object has a diamond or oval shape. Dozens of anti-aircraft lights shined on it, making it brighter than ever in the night sky. Anti-aircraft artillery shells and anti-aircraft machine guns exploded all around. But it didn't panic at all. The strange object slowly moved across the beach. Everyone thought it was a Japanese plane. Later, evidence showed that the Japanese could not do that. There is no way for a normal aircraft to enter that area. Secretary of the Navy, Frank Knox, explained the incident was caused by war psychology syndrome. However, Secretary Henry Stimson quickly denied this. To this day, no one knows for sure what it is or who controls it floating in the sky over Los Angeles. There is an opinion that it was a day of exercises that the U.S. military suddenly prepared to help people cope with war scenarios. So what were the 14,000 artillery shells aimed at strange objects for? Is the Army ready to put people in danger with a large-scale live ammunition exercise at night? 6 people were killed by falling anti-aircraft shrapnel along with countless other facilities damaged. It is not an exaggeration to say that this is the largest UFO-related event in history. More than 1 million people witnessed a UFO flying in the sky. Did some alien visitors visit Los Angeles in 1942? Is the reason they appeared because of World War II? So how will humans react when they fly to Earth and introduce themselves to us? There have been countless books, movies, and stories that mention aliens coming to warn or destroy humanity. In the minds of most people, if aliens come here, they will become enemies rather than friends. They want to enslave, conquer, and destroy us. This is similar to how white people stole land from Indians after Columbus discovered America. In my opinion, this is almost impossible, because if a civilization has reached the level of space travel, there is no reason for them to take over our resources. However, many physicists, including Stephen Hawking, believe that contact with aliens would pose a great threat to humanity. He wants us to do everything we can to stop this communication immediately. Just imagine that when aliens bring a battle-hardened army to Earth, all resistance is useless. Or it doesn't have to be like that, just a strange kind of epidemic. All life can disappear in a short time. Whether aliens come here as friends or enemies, it is likely that the government will welcome them with a fully armed army, with many experts wearing protective gear slowly approaching to test for radiation and strange pathogens. After welcoming visitors from outer space, it is likely that the next step the government will take is to completely cover up information. This statement is not unfounded if we look at the UFO incident in 1952. In Washington, D.C., USA, just before midnight on July 19, 1952, Edward Nugent, an air traffic controller at the Airport Washington National Flight, detected several slow-moving objects on the radar screen. He called his superiors and joked that it was a fleet of flying saucers. At the same time, two more air traffic controllers at the National Airport discovered a strange bright light passing in the distance and then suddenly disappearing at an unusually fast speed. At nearby Andrews Air Force Base, radar operators also noticed similar unidentified lights. Initially, they flew slowly and gathered in clusters, then accelerated to exceed 11,200 kilometers per hour. Two F-94 jets were sent to observe these objects, but to no avail. They immediately accelerated to a speed no human-made aircraft could achieve and disappeared. U.S. Air Force General Nathan Twining asserted, "The reported phenomenon is something real, not imaginary or fictional, and the operational characteristics of the reported object, such as speed, extremely fast upward movement, high flexibility, especially rotation and evasion when detected or approached by aircraft or radar, showing the possibility that some objects are controlled manually or automatically, dynamic or remote." UFO sightings at the White House shocked local public opinion and were reported by every major American newspaper at the time. The incident caused such a stir that President Truman held a press conference to answer questions about the event. During the press conference, he admitted government officials had discussed the topic in every meeting with the military. He added, "There are always things like that going on, UFOs, and they have other things, you know." In front of the whole world, a UFO suppression squadron was formed to fight to protect the Capitol. However, General Samford of the U.S. Air Force deliberately lied to the people. "We have received and analyzed 1,000 to 2,000 reports. Among them are a series of reports related to UFOs. We can fully explain those reports." However, Samford's superior at that time, Mr. Ruppelt, in his book about flying saucers, confirmed that the U.S. government was lying. If the evidence of alien visits is irrefutable, then who will be chosen to represent humanity in communicating with them? We need the best leaders in the world, without prejudice, but at the same time capable of defending themselves against aliens. In fact, humans have an organization whose mission is to prevent war, provide food, and ensure humanity and health around the world, which is the United Nations. So when we find someone out there, or when they come to visit us now, perhaps humans are wise enough to know what they need to do. What do you think about contact with aliens? Should we continue or stop? Could it be that they have come and have been in constant contact with humans, but the information is just being hidden? Perhaps more time is still needed for the truth to be exposed to the whole world.